From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, February the 29th, 2024. 2 Israelis were murdered in a terror shooting attack today in Samaria, the West Bank. The incident took place at a gas station near Eli. The victims, later named as 57-year-old Rabbi Yitzchak Zeiger, and his passenger in his vehicle, who had gotten a ride with him, 16-year-old Uriah Hartoum. The terrorist, said to be an officer in the Palestinian Authority Police, was shot dead, reportedly by a local Israeli shop owner. The IDF said its forces continue to search the area for any possible additional suspects. The IDF is looking into a deadly stampede this morning in Gaza, where dozens of Gazan civilians were killed, most of them trampled, when they rushed an IDF-coordinated convoy delivering humanitarian aid to Gaza. Hamas blamed Israel for the incident. IDF spokesperson Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari rejected those accusations and shared what happened on the ground.
During this humanitarian operation, at 4:45 a.m., a mob ambushed the aid trucks, bringing the convoy to a halt. As you can see in this video, the tanks that were there to secure the convoy sees the Gazans being trampled and cautiously tries to disperse the mob with a few warning shots. When the hundreds became thousands and things got out of hand, the tank commander decided to retreat to avoid harm to the thousands of Gazans that were there. No IDF strike was conducted towards the aid convoy. I want to repeat that. No IDF strike was conducted towards the aid convoy. On the contrary, the IDF was there conducting a humanitarian operation to secure the humanitarian corridor and allow the aid convoy to reach its designated distribution point so that the humanitarian aid could reach Gazan civilians in the north that are in need.
Intense battles continue in Gaza between Israeli troops and terror group Hamas. The IDF noting its troops eliminated terrorists, destroyed tunnel shafts, located weapons, as well as 5 rocket launching pits. 2 rockets were fired from Gaza this morning at the southern city of Sderot. Both were intercepted, and there were no reports of damage or injury. Rockets were also fired at northern Israel by terror group Hezbollah. No injury was reported there. The IDF responded to the sources of the fire. In a televised press conference tonight, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed to continue the fight against Hamas in Gaza until total victory. And when asked about the hostage deal that is being discussed, that would potentially see a pause in fighting in Gaza for the return of hostages, the Times of Israel cited the prime minister saying, "We are making every effort to bring about the release of our hostages," but he said we face a brick wall of delusional, unrealistic Hamas demands. He said, "We are all hopeful, but I'm giving you the current assessment. We continue to act, continue to hope, but I can't make a promise at this moment." Well, Jewish students at the University of California, Berkeley, had to be evacuated from an event they had organized Monday night that featured an Israeli speaker after threats from some 200 pro-Palestinian demonstrators who surrounded the building the event was taking place in, banging on glass doors, yelling threats, and ultimately breaking through the glass and into the building. The Jewish Community Relations Council of the Bay Area said multiple students reported being spat on, screamed at, called derogatory names like dirty Jew or you Jew, and physically assaulted by the protesters. UC Berkeley Chancellor Carol Christ and Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost Benjamin Hermelin said they were deeply saddened and dismayed by the incident, which, they wrote, violated not only our rules, but also some of our most fundamental values. They wrote, "We cannot allow the use or threat of force to imperil members of our community and deny them the ability to feel safe and welcome on our campus. The school leaders wrote, "We will in the days ahead decide on the best possible path to fully understand what happened and why, to determine how we will address what occurred, and to do everything possible to preclude a repeat of what happened." Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, February the 29th. At 7, hear from hostage relative Aviram Meir, and then from family members of other hostages in 2 back-to-back MirYam Institute programs. At 9, Miriam Peretz, who lost 2 IDF soldier sons in previous wars, is on L'chaim. At 10, it's a replay of the program with Aviram Meir. And coming up next, FIDF CEO Steve Weil welcomes David Lubin, bereaved father of fallen lone soldier Staff Sgt. Rose Lubin, to share the story of his daughter's life, legacy, sacrifice, and love for Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, February the 29th, 2024. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.